What episode is this, Clover?
97, baby.
Welcome back, Washed Up Walkons fans. This is episode 97 of the podcast, and before we can even start, I can assure you guys that it has nothing to do with Clover, so you guys can rest easy knowing that we don't have to listen to a bunch of him. This is also not about Kevin, because today Kevin ditched us for a kid that he doesn't even know, never even met her before, so I honestly think that's kind of bullshit, but that's just me. That's okay, though, because today we got somebody else picking up the slack for us. You definitely don't want to listen to me and Clover talk all day, but today we got a pretty special guest coming back to join us, one of the Hawkeye legends, man. I'm trying to think back in my career if I've ever been a part of one single play that was more, like, monumental than the one this guy made. I don't think I did. So, man, with that being said, welcome Amani Hooker, safety from the Tennessee Titans, former Hawk. Welcome, Bubs. Hey,
man, much love. Appreciate it. Glad you guys have me. Appreciate it.
Amani, let's start it off with that play. What's it feel like to, we'll get into just the feel of Kinnick and everything about that.
Right.
But what's it feel like in a big-time game to line up against the Ohio State Buckeyes and start the game off by snatching that ball and pick six off the get? Like, what's that like?
Man, it's crazy because, the night before I was telling myself, I got to make a play early. And I was trying to visualize, what plays they could run that I could possibly jump, get an interception on and stuff like that. And having to be the first play, they ran that little dig route. I jumped it, made a play. It was probably I can ask for a better start of the game than that.
Dude, that was one of the coolest things that's ever happened in Kinnick. Like there was that Tyler Sash Micah interception, and there's been some sick plays, but that one's up there, the best of all of them.
Man, I can't remember hearing. I think that was the loudest I've ever been.
It's the loudest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It was crazy.
When they lined up for that play, did it start to click in your mind before they even snapped the ball? Like, this is what's happening?
Honestly, it was a look that, they run a lot. It was one of their, on first and second downs, their go-to kind of passing concept. And right when I seen the number 2, the slot receiver, go underneath, I knew there's going to be something coming back, either a dig or a post to the field. So
you get those butterflies in your stomach, like, oh, this is it. Like I'm on it.
Honestly, I just broke on the ball. I kind of blacked out and then realized I caught it. I kind of caught it behind me. I almost ran past it. So I'm glad I didn't run past it because I'd been bad. But yeah, you kind of black out for a little bit, and then
everybody talks about that. Everybody comes on here and they're like, "Dude, honestly, a lot of times I just blacked out."
Just blacked out. Yeah, that's how it is. You just black out because natural instincts kick in. You just make a play.
I'll tell you what, I definitely wasn't ready for a start of the game like that, because something like that happens, Hook, and I was ready. We got Barrett. They got some weapons.
Right.
I figured defense, we're good, but it's going to be 6-8 plays before I got to get up and start warming up. And you flipped the script on me real quick. I had to run out with the ball.
Right.
That's a damn good start. After a start like that to the game, what's the defense? What's the defensive side of the sideline talking? Like, what's the vocabulary like? What are you guys saying?
It's excitement right away, and then it's automatic back to focusing in, because that play only took 6 seconds. You got the rest of the game to play.
Yep.
So you got to log back in and make sure stop them from scoring.
Yeah. Man, it's good to have you on here. I think, like Drake said, in Hawkeye, at least in the last decade of Hawkeye football, that's probably a top 3 memorable play, along with dunks, field goal in 16 versus Michigan, and pick another one. But
you got to put that Micah and Sash play in there.
Yeah,
that was legendary.
That was wild.
Sweet. That's sweet.
Let's bring it back, Hook, to when you were in high school. You're from Minneapolis, right?
Yeah.
When did the Iowa Hawkeyes get on your radar? And describe a little bit about how you made your way to Iowa City.
They came in winter of my junior year, so after my junior season. They came in. It was Coach Wallace. He came in all black, decked out in new Nike gear. He was looking real swaggy. He was cool.
Tell me he was looking a little fat. He's looking a little.
No, he's actually slimmer. He's actually a little chubbier now. So
it's been too many years of coaching, man.
Right, man, stacking up on him. But,
hey, he's been eating too much training table.
Right, right. And then I went on a visit in June with a couple other guys that I ended up committing. And, right when I was here, I loved it. Fell in love with the coaching staff. Fell in love with what they do as far as like academically, and then guys going to NFL.
Who'd you commit over? What schools did we beat out?
I had New Mexico, NDSU, South Dakota, Northern Iowa.
So you're kind of like that.
No Minnesota.
No Minnesota.
So it's been fuck Minnesota from
middle. Oh yeah, it's always been. I never even been a fan of them. Honestly.
Yep.
That's funny. So you're kind of like that same story, like that Desmond King story.
Yeah.
Lowly recruited, is you're not a 5-star recruit coming out of high school, and a big part of the Iowa football program, especially in your life for your 3 years that you were there, 4 years, is Coach Parker. And I know that he plays a special role in the DB's lives. And just talk about your relationship with him a little bit. What's that like?
Yeah. Right when you get on campus as a freshman, he just picks your brain, trying to figure out what kind of kid you are. He only wants, like he says, tough, smart kids, guys that love football. And he'll find out if you love football. And if you love football, you'll be on the field, man. Sometimes showing that you love football means, not missing meetings or studying the playbook. So, he puts that on you quick right away. And my whole time, he always just wanted me to be the best. He stayed on me. He never let me get big-headed at all. He always just wanted me to perfect my craft, and he did a good job of preparing me for where I am right now.
That was the thing about you, is that when you came in as a freshman, you were one of the freshmen who actually had what it took to get on the field. And you weren't the starter because there was some good players in front of you. I don't remember who exactly started at the time. But every once in a while you would get sent over to the practice squad, the Devo squad. If the defense was having a bad practice, if the practice squad defense was having a bad practice, I was so mad every time you got sent over, dude, because I did not want any part of hitting you, because I was just trying to hit the little kids, man. It was practice. We were going to stay in practice, not hurt ourselves. And then they sent you over, and they sent Amani Jones over. And it was like, why did you guys just have to piss in our cereal? Man? We were having a good day.
Man, every time they did that, man, I honestly thought I was getting angry, because I'm so like, man, I shouldn't even be over here right now.
Yep.
It's obviously not bad helping out the team, but just like at the moment, I'm like, man, I'm not trying to do scout team stuff.
Exactly.
So me and Amani Jones were just like, let's go. You gotta knock them all out. So they sent us back over there. So,
and the two Amanis played with the exact same mentality on the special or the practice squad when you had to, and it was just like a nightmare.
Right.
You
good times, man.
Yeah. So your first year, Hook, would have been 15 or 16?
Wait, 16.
16. So
16. Yeah.
You came in after our undefeated season, and again, kind of with the concept of not being a 5-star, you made your name kind of known early on the special teams, right? Like I remember early you were on punt team with me and Kevin Ward, and talk about the role of special teams, not only in how it helped you develop at Iowa, but kind of how that's a thing at the next level too, and kind of how special teams makes a guy,
Well, special teams, if you look at it from like a fan's point of view, they don't even watch it really. Like they won't even watch the punt or the punt return. They don't even really like look at the details and stuff. But I mean, like hitting yardage is everything.
Everything.
So I mean, you want to have a great team. You got to have great special teams, and you have to know what you're doing. You have to be able to know the rules and be able to understand that you can't block this, you can't hold this because you might lose that hitting yardage. And the way that helped me out was just that was the quickest way to get on the field. I wanted to play right away as a freshman. That was my goal. And I knew that, I might not be able to start, but the way that I can play is on special teams. So the whole fall camp, every special teams drill that we had, I was going 100%.
It was Miles that you were behind, right? Your freshman year?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was trying to think, man, who was playing? And it was Coach MT, man.
Yeah, MT.
How did
him and Snyder?
Snides, yeah. I knew Snides was playing free, but I thought you came in as a strong.
Yeah, strong.
Talk about those two a little bit and how they helped you out early on.
Oh, I mean, they helped me out early because Miles, the undefeated season, he was a sophomore that year, so he had experience. He played in the Big Ten championship, so just picking their brains early, picking Desmond's brain early, Maybach, Greg Maven, like all of them, like that room with Josh Jackson, like he had a great room.
An insane
when I first got there, so. Insane room, yeah.
The funny thing about it is all you guys were under recruited. Every single dude you just mentioned was an afterthought coming out of high school.
Right.
And I honestly, the one catalyst to the entire equation is Phil Parker. He's the only person who was there through every single person. So
how does he do it?
He just breaks it down to details, honestly. I mean, like, you go to the combine and, you talk to other players, they don't know certain stuff. They don't know certain coverages. Like, you go on a whiteboard for combine training and, we draw on our offensive, positions and formations up and, we know all the ins and outs, offense and defense. Other teams, other schools, they're only learning man-to-man, inside leverage, all that stuff. So,
That's
I mean,
crazy.
he makes you know the details.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that's wild. So, I mean, you got on the field early, special teams that first year. You were a guy that Wallace, as funny as he made it, when we would have those punt meetings, he made it important to the team, and he made us feel like it was more important than the offense or the defense. Like, he just had a way of doing it.
Yeah, he did.
You were one of those.
Every morning.
Yeah. Screaming down the hall to get there to the meeting early, like get your breakfast sandwich.
Do they put as big of an emphasis on it in the NFL, or do you guys spend so much time on offense and defense?
No, it's about the same as it is in college. It's very important. I mean, they really take time on with the special team stuff. At least for Tennessee Titans.
Yeah. What I was gonna say was knowing that you were one of my guys, because I felt like that. I felt like that punt team was my team, and I think everybody kind of felt like it was their team because that's what Coach Wallace made it feel like. And knowing that you were one of my guys, like in the core, it just felt good. Like you're just a guy that trust. And that 16 season after McCaffrey had run a punt back on us at the end of the previous year.
Yeah.
That was kind of the fire behind the entire 16 season special teams was.
Yeah.
And we locked in. I mean, that was one of the great, I would say statistically, that was probably one of our best years in special teams.
Yeah.
And just having you alongside on
it was when special teams got a little more fun. Like that pro punt was there was no part of that was fun at all.
Yeah.
Learning all of Wallace's nuances and kind of getting to go through it in the incubation process was actually pretty fun.
Yeah.
And
it was fun. It definitely was.
Yeah, and then you started to see the field as a safety. You stepped in. When was your first
Sophomore year. My first start was I came in North Texas around the second quarter, and then my first start was the Penn State game.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
So the Penn State game where we got beat up pretty bad.
No. That was my freshman year. The Penn State game where I just missed it by my fingertips in the end zone last second.
Yeah.
Okay. That was tough.
How about that play?
Honestly, I was governing a guy. We were man to man, so everyone was man across the board.
Yep.
and my guy ran underneath shallow route. So I was driving on that, and I thought Tracy McSorley was gonna throw it and dump it to him at like the 4 yards and try and make that maybe he can run for it. And then I look up and it's going up, and I jump up late, and I go up with 2 because I'm just going off a reaction. I'm not even really. I'm just going off reaction. I low-key jumped off the wrong foot and it was just missed it. Man.
Do you ever think about that play still?
Oh yeah, I think about it. I mean, people bring it up sometimes. I see it in like some comments, like one fingertip away from that win and stuff. But
I feel you.
I mean, nothing I can do about
I get
it.
the same stuff on the polecat stuff, so it's
right.
Hey, so you remember back to the last thing on Wallace's meeting? I just thought about this. Is that, we had a fake that I practiced countless amount of times, and then right before we were about to run it, he's like, "Oh no, Amani and Drake, you guys are gonna switch positions."
Yep.
And then we're actually gonna put the ball in the guy's hands that want to have the ball.
And we ran the play.
Yeah, he ran the play.
We ran the play.
First down and everything. But
I forgot that it was originally for you. It was for you.
Oh yeah, I didn't forget.
Hook, that was the play we ran against Illinois, right?
Illinois.
Yeah, I direct snapped it to you.
Direct snap. Yeah, you told me, you were like, I can barely hear you. And I was like, man, I got to speak up.
No,
I wasn't used to calling it because we didn't really practice it with me back there.
Right. Well, because in practice, I can always hear you. And
dude, I scored a lot of touchdowns on that in practice. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
And Amani was one guy. You were one guy away, really.
I really was. He like grabbed if he didn't grab my arm, I'd have been gone.
That was huge though. I mean, that was just one of the many fakes that we all got to be a part of that worked out. Like we it's like we never missed on a fake. We just kept hitting. And that's thanks to Wallace and Coach Wood's genius. You played, obviously you had a fantastic career as a Hawkeye, and you really got on the map kind of that sophomore year. And then entering your junior season, what was it like inside of your head? Was making it – was the NFL ever on your radar going into that junior season, or were you just trying to play for the Hawks, have a good time, and do your best? And if the NFL was an opportunity at the end of it, so be it.
Just have fun, mess around in the
team. Right. I mean, well, going into my junior year, that spring ball after my sophomore season, going to my junior year, I mean, that's when I really, like, everything really slowed down. Yeah. Like, I remember, like, I was just getting interceptions, like, it was nuts. I think I led that spring ball with, like, 8 or 9 interceptions, and I was just making plays I wasn't usually making, and I was just really feeling really comfortable finishing spring ball up. And then, going into the season, obviously I know that I could be, eligible to go to the draft after the season, but honestly, my main goal was just to play, get as much wins as I can, make as much plays as I can, just be impactful, not just on defense, but also like on special teams, like on that punt, not giving up a block, punt return, if I ever back the return and try to make a play, or just whatever I can just to help the team win. That was my main goal. And then, it comes to the end of the season, I wasn't even expected to, I didn't think I was going to win the Tatum Woodson Award. Because, I moved positions. So, it was all a blessing. I'm glad it all worked out the way it did, though.
How did that feel to win that, knowing that
it's just our award now?
Yeah, that Josh won it and that Desmond won it. And it's like, did that mean something special? You kind of follow in the footsteps?
Yeah, I mean, you grow up. I grew up watching Big Ten football all the time. And, like, to be considered, 1 year out of, how many years Big Ten's been around to be one of the best defensive backs, that's a huge honor. And, I just take pride in all the training and all the coaching that I had, and just putting stuff together and stacking my days.
One day after a time, and a huge part to that kind of thing is a guy we haven't talked about yet, Coach Doyle. Talk about Coach and his role in developing you as an athlete and a player, and kind of just that mental game as well. Yeah.
The mental game is real, and it's applied right away your freshman year, and it just all depends how you take it. I'm always been a positive guy, and everything happens for a reason. And if you just put your head down, you're gonna be good. At the end of the day, you're gonna be happy with what happened. So, Doyle, I was actually my first time on campus. I was low-key afraid of Doyle, so I never wanted to.
Bro, I'm still afraid.
Everybody.
I never wanted to miss nothing. I never wanted to be late. So like my whole thing was like I felt like those are like parents I never want to disappoint.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So my thing, it just kept me driving, just kept me in my lane, and kept me focused.
That's great.
Yeah.
Is there ever a time where it was a summer workout or, some kind of a conditioning GPP we were doing. Was there ever a time where you were like, damn, I don't know if I can do this? Or was that since you got on the field early at Iowa, did you always kind of have that mindset of no matter what happens, I'm going to make it through? But, there's a tough time for everybody in college. Everybody goes through shit.
Oh, yeah. I mean, me, I've always finished a condition. I mean, if I think about it, I don't know how I did it, but I mean, you just keep going. You got your brothers with you, got teammates with you, pushing you. I mean, it gets hard. Like, I remember time we were pushing sleds and I'm throwing up while I'm pushing the sled. And then you still got 10, 15 more yards to go and you still finish it, push it out. Like, I mean, that's the stuff you love.
What was the hardest workout you did at Iowa? Because we've talked about a lot of them, but what was your worst?
For me, the quarters weren't too bad. I was more of like when we did the sleds, and we did more of the sleds and the ropes. Yeah. Because I've already had my shoulders weren't the best, and they get fatigued fast. So when we're doing the ropes and starts burning, I start slowing down. It's not good for me.
Those ropes.
Yeah, my brother is in the program now. He's his first year. Drake, he texted me the other day. He goes, we had ropes again. I got fucked.
That was me every day after doing ropes.
That's so funny. Talk about the decision at the end of your junior year. We talked with Tristan about it, and he really toiled over it. And as much as that decision, you try to push it towards after the bowl game, you want to finish the season with your brothers and then make that decision. Yeah. Keep it off of your mind until then. When did that really start to come into play? Who helped you out through that time? What coaches did you talk to? Who gave you good advice? And ultimately, what was the deciding factor to forgo your senior season and enter that NFL draft?
It wasn't an easy decision. Like you said, I want to finish the season off, and I wanted to, play in the bowl game and not have that on my mind. So I talked to a lot of people. I talked to Desmond, because he stayed. I want to know why he stayed. What made him stay. And I talked to Josh on why he felt like he wanted to leave. And I also talked to Micah Hyde for about 2 hours, hour on the phone, just talking about his whole career and, what he's doing now and what he thinks. And I got a lot of input and a lot of great advice from some great guys. And for me, my dream was coming to Iowa. My reason was so I could play in the NFL and have that chance to get to NFL. And I felt like, winning all these awards and stuff, that'll, help my stock. And, at that moment, I was thinking, if I stay another year, it's going to be hard to, win those awards back, So a lot of stuff can happen in a year. I mean, obviously, I want to come back. I want to get some trophies and, win the Big Ten championship. But at the time, it's something you got to do. You got to think about, sometimes you got to think about yourself, and, that's what I was doing.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, at the end of the day, you put in your work, so you can't ever feel bad about it, because at college, everybody is the stepping stone to their ultimate dream, and you're getting to live. So you made the right decision for yourself, man. Especially making it to a NFC or a AFC championship game your first year.
Yeah,
man, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, and let's take it from there. I want to shift gears into kind of the NFL now. You enter the draft, and you get I should have done research, but you get drafted by the Titans
fourth round.
In the fourth round.
116th pick,
At that point, like, what's that feel like, man? What's that call feel like?
Man, it's a great call, because you never know when it's going to come. You never know, and there's a lot of people that don't get the call, so it's a blessing to get the call, and, it was a great feeling. I actually met with the Titans. I went on a visit there before the draft and after the combine. And they came and worked me out as well. So now I kind of was familiar with the coaching staff. They told me that they're going to draft a safety. And then if I was on the board the time that they wanted me, then they were going to take me. And they moved up actually like 3 spots and got me.
Wow.
The Browns. The Browns are about to take me.
Well, that breaks my heart a little bit, because I'm a Browns fan by blood.
I fall great.
So I would have loved to have seen you with the Browns, but at the same time, you couldn't have gotten put in a better spot with a great team who's got a great defense. Mike Vrabel is about as smart as they get when it comes to a defensive mind, and get to live in Nashville. So, like, you pretty much hit the lotto to exactly working out.
Yeah, bro. You're
right. Can't complain, man.
You're living it out. I'll tell you what. I don't know. I'm not a big analyst guy. I don't follow every team in the offseason. I don't know who's supposed to be good, who's not. In the NFL, it's weird. You know, it's a business. Guys are being traded all over the place. Guys got contracts up. They want more money. There's Antonio Browns of the world who have complete ulterior motives. It's hard to know what team's going to be good and what isn't. And I don't know if the Titans and y'all down in Nashville were really picked to do as well as y'all did this year. But you guys turned some heads and we're having a lot of fun. What was this season like, man? Like, how was it to be a part of that?
Man, it was amazing because, we started off actually 2-4, and it was looking like, it was looking real rough. People were down, and then, our whole motto, the off season from last season was good to great. That was the thing. We want to be good to great because they finished 9-7. They just missed the playoffs. So the whole off season was good to great. And so when you ask people like, how you doing in their facility, it's great, always great, never good. You know what I mean? So that season was crazy. New experiences, new people. My first time, being in playoffs, first time playing a game, first play, like it's all just crazy, all learning curve, and honestly, it's a blessing.
Dude, you think about a guy like Andy Dalton or a guy like Tony Romo, like none of those guys have ever won a playoff game in their career.
Yeah.
And then your very first year, you get to go all the way to the championship game. Like that, I can't get over that shit. You and Ben, I had the exact same conversation with Ben last year, and he was telling me, he's like, dude, I can't believe we just lost the AFC championship game and shit. Like, obviously, you have to go through that heartbreak, but at the same time, you got to experience that. Like, what that shit's like. It's just now it's just kind of like expectation. It's not a dream anymore.
Right. Exactly. Not expectation. Exactly right.
Yeah. So I got to imagine all eyes ahead on the prize, for y'all moving to this next season. Like it's. You guys went and did it. You proved that you can do it.
Yep.
You guys have an absolute alien at running back.
Yeah, I was about to just ask if Derrick Henry's the biggest.
Like, bro, like.
Honestly, he was like a basketball player when you look at his legs, and he's like a linebacker when you look at his upper body. It's crazy.
Like, do you have to?
He's like legit 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah, at least he's 6'4" for sure.
I mean, he's and he gets a lot of credit, but that offensive line working, like y'all got a lot of pieces, and
a lot of pieces.
You guys have been in the media a lot recently too, because you guys are a potential landing spot for Tom Brady, who who knows what happens with that situation, but you guys have kind of become a hot spot. Like it's Nashville. You guys it's starting to match the town a little bit. Like how is it living down in Nashville?
Oh man, it's great food. Always warm, great weather. I think it snowed maybe once or twice, and it melted by noon. So, you can't complain. Like you guys been to Broadway, I'm pretty sure. So it gets lit down there.
Everything about that. You mentioned the food. The food in Nashville, Tennessee, is mine. It is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Have you had Jenny's ice cream?
No, I've not. I've wanted to go there, but every time I go, it's been a line.
Gotta go to Jenny's.
It's worth the wait. It's worth the line.
By so far.
Yeah,
all right, I'm gonna do that.
You got to get sponsored by them. Like you're a professional athlete, you should just hit them up for a little sponsorship.
Right. I wish it was that easy, man. Shoot.
I know. Your role on the Titans this last year. You talk about how much playing time you got, kind of where you fit into that defense, and like your personal goals moving forward.
Yeah. I probably played about 37% of the defensive snaps. And then I was pretty sure I was about 13th on total snaps for the whole team, special teams and defense as well.
Okay.
So, and I played quite a bit, so I was out there, more than I expected to be. But honestly, my goal was to be out there as much as I can.
Right.
But my goal for myself, I would come in on the third down. You know what?
I was about to say your first player performance check hasn't come in yet, but when it does, you're gonna really like that one.
Oh yeah, that's what I've heard. So we'll see what it's looking like when it hits soon. For sure.
Need it.
Right.
That PP shit is gonna be whoa.
Gonna look good. It's definitely gonna look good. So, well, yeah, they had me at the third down safety, so I'd come in third and 3 or longer, depending on who we play, or second and long, whatever. I come in, mix up the coverages, disguise, and we were really big on disguising last year, and we picked off a lot of balls doing that.
Yeah.
Who's the coolest dude you covered?
Huh?
Who's the coolest dude you covered? Like you were covering somebody, you're like, damn, I'm really.
I mean, I tackled Julio Jones. That was pretty sweet.
That is nuts.
I covered Odell Beckham on a corner route. Smacked it out of his hands. I went out of bounds.
That's
wild. Pretty cool.
That's wild.
Yeah.
It's so I know like in the game you don't really think about it that way, but
right.
For two white kids from Iowa who didn't get any calls from the NFL,
right.
It's pretty cool to.
No, it's definitely pretty cool when I really think about it. It's sweet. Yeah,
that's crazy. Man, it was so fun to watch you. With that Titan swag, y'all kind of had like this different swag that you brought this year. And
yeah,
what was your guys' T-shirt? HBCE or something? What was it?
Oh, MMCMB. My man catch no balls.
No. The one with the bicycle. It had a bike on the front, right?
Oh, no, that's one of my boys from back home. Yo, HBCE.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought that was.
That's not something from the team. No.
Damn, I like that.
yeah, that's swaggy. Yo. He got some more stuff. So, yeah. That's not the team though.
They're out there.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to ask, Drake? I'm blanking on questions, but it's just been so fun to watch you, Hook. I mean,
yeah, appreciate it, man.
I want you to have the same kind of success that Micah has had and Desmond has had.
Yeah.
Did you ever talk to those guys about? I mean, you're only 1 year into the league now. Not even. I mean, the draft isn't even here yet. Have you had any conversations with them just like on the low about kind of because guys don't stay in the league for long, right? And, it's the old joke that KF used to say, not for long or whatever.
Yeah.
Have you talked to guys about kind of how to create a life in the league and find that consistency and that longevity? Or is
That's
that
a
just
tremendous question, Kluber? You came up with
one. Yeah. I mean, like you said, the average time a player spends in the league is 3.5 years, 3 years. And honestly, it's the same type of stuff you learn in Iowa. You know what I mean? The daily disciplines, making sure you're on weight. Like why some people ask why is that? Well, so you can perform to your best of your abilities. Like just small stuff, taking care of your injuries. Don't let them stack up. You know what I mean? Like, do I want to go to the training room or do I just want to go home real quick and play the game? Or should I treat this injury? You know what I mean? That's how players last in the league. That's what I've been learning. And you can see in the locker room. You can see guys that are in there early in the hot tub, or some guys, like Logan Ryan, our starting corner. He was here 2 hours before everyone else is there, and he's on the field warming up, doing footwork stuff, and then gets out, takes him off, gets in the hot tub, goes in the training room. I mean, just seeing that and then seeing the success he had on the field is like, well, you wonder why some guys are successful and some guys aren't. And you see it off the field.
Yeah.
You see where the mind is off the field.
If you get Tom Brady, because it's gossip that it could happen, if it does happen, that's like the guy, the TB12 method, everything he does about it. You'll be able to learn a lot of good stuff from him about longevity and everything.
Oh yeah. I mean, if he ends up there, then I'm definitely gonna pick his brain for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right.
And we're gonna have
to find out like what a quarterback looks at and how the quarterback beats you.
Oh yeah.
Beat him.
What's he thinking? Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Man, I mean, is there any? I'm always curious about this because obviously with the league comes a lot, financial freedom. You're not some broke college kid anymore. Is there any special ways? And some stuff has come out about Kittle, yoga, and using a bunch of alternative methods outside of the facility to really take care of your body. Is there anything that you like specifically to go do? Any rituals that you have? Get a massage or anything that you like to do to keep your body right?
Massage. I love massage. I love the sauna. I'll sit in the sauna for 30, 35 minutes at a time. I do it every day during the week.
Y'all have one at the facility?
I go work out. Yeah, no, I got you. I go to the sauna at the rec.
Okay.
And we got. I'm in Iowa City right now, actually.
Oh, you're back in Iowa City.
I tore my labrum. Yep, I tore my labrum. So I had surgery on that 5 weeks ago. I'm doing my therapy here. So that's why I've been here. So yeah, I be hitting the sauna. We do have one in our facility. We have a steam room as well. So I'm in there a lot. Just get my mind right, get my body right.
So tell me this, bro. Did labrum surgery for you hurt like as bad as anything you've ever experienced, or was it better for you?
It was honestly the first 3 days were terrible. The first 3 to 5 days a week was terrible. I mean, sleeping on my back, I started getting knots in my back, aching.
Yeah.
Laying up, you can't roll over. The throbbing, yeah, it was bad.
But like
you had it right.
Smooth?
Oh, you said what?
Your rehab's been smooth though, like it's been loosening up and progressing really well.
Yeah. I'm actually a little ahead of schedule.
I was the exact opposite, dude. My shoulder was
Really?
locked up. Russ was always trying to stretch it out. It was so miserable, dude. Labrum surgery was the absolute worst. So when I heard you had labrum surgery, I was like, oh,
right.
no. But
no, man. I'm 5 weeks out, and I can.
But look at you. Never in a million.
Right.
I was still locked in that sling at 6 weeks, dude.
Jeez.
So
they got me moving fast.
So you're back in the old stomping grounds, walking around the complex in Iowa City, huh?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
How are things?
Looking good. KF, I haven't been around a year, but from the outside looking in, guys look focused.
Yeah. Did you feel at all like we got Gino coming out this year? He's doing his thing.
Yeah.
Gotta ask him about Gino. Y'all are boys too. Y'all are like best friends, right?
Oh yeah, that's my dog. Yeah, that's like my little brother.
Has he been picking your brain off the first year, kind of same thing? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, right when he got on campus, he was like in my ear, like in my pocket, like just always talking about anything, like what we doing, what you trying to hang out later, you want to watch film later, like you want to come in early, like
it's funny. Y'all are really.
He's always been a bug. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what do you see in Gino? And I know because when I watch y'all play, I see a lot of the same things.
Play with the same gritty ass mindset, dude. They just
I feel like
get out the mud, man. It's gotta whatever it takes mindset, whatever it takes.
Did you take any pride in knowing that as a junior in 2018 that y'all as part of the older class helped with this 2019 team, this team that last year beat USC? Did you feel like you had a hand in that? You kind of led some of those younger guys to help them into that season?
Yeah, I mean, I think we did. I think we left, like Jake Gervais, me and Jake, I think we left that room in good hands with OJ and Gino. I mean, because I wasn't here, and all of a sudden I hear is like, yeah, Gino's the leader. Like, he's been leading. He hasn't missed nothing. Like, I mean, he never really missed nothing before, but like Coach Parker's talking about, like, what'd you do to Gino when you left? Like, he stepped up, and OJ stepped up as well, like as expected, and he had a great year too. And I mean, I think that we left a mark. I mean, Nate Stanley was still here, Alaric Jackson, Chauncey, a whole bunch of guys from my class that were still on that 2019 team that are contributing and leading. So
love it.
I think we definitely did.
Do you have any shit to talk on Gervais? Because this is your opportunity to do it right here.
I mean, he thinks he's the greatest athlete ever out of Davenport, Iowa.
And we remind him, I let him know that when he came on here that he was the absolute bottom of the totem pole of QC athletes. So, like, you're like the fifth most important dude out of Davenport.
Right. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
No, that's my dog, though, man. He's a beast. I'm happy. I'm so happy he made a team.
Yeah.
And he's definitely going to be – I think he's going to be in the league for a while.
Oh yeah, we're proud of him for sure. We just like to talk shit on him. Kevin. Kevin texted us while we were doing this, and he said, "Tell Hook he knows he wanted to be a Leo so bad."
Hey, that cash position, that was a Leo. I almost got the Wooden Award from playing Leo.
For sure.
Yeah, for real.
Right.
Really, you did. They respected that.
Yeah.
You kind of
take a lot of respect.
I feel like I know the answer to the question, but I want to hear it in your words. You like to get gritty. You like to throw bodies around a little bit. Stepping down into that second level and kind of taking on some blocks and being a little bit of a linebacker, does that excite you a lot? Uh-oh. Where'd they go?
More instincts-wise. I'm breaking up?
No, I was sorry.
Oh, no, my fault. Just being around the box, I kind of like it. Just because stuff happens faster, you got to react faster. So, you coming down from the safety, people have time to think about how they're gonna block you. Yep. But if you're down in that box within 3 or 4 yards, I can trigger fast and miss that block. So, it was fun moving down there. Fun being in the trenches a couple of times.
That's
Our
awesome.
defense was so elite when we had you as our strong side linebacker. It just got way more
Yeah.
athletic. All them DBs.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that was fun. Especially stepping in my sophomore year, actually being on the playing defense, man. That was a great time for sure.
That was a good time. As we finish this up, Hook, any favorite moments from this year in the league? After 1 year, what was a favorite stadium to play in, a favorite team to play against? What was a highlight?
I think the 3 playoff games. I mean,
Yeah.
I've never been a part of anything like that. Each game, you could tell it was a playoff game. Each game just felt more intensity, fans, the city that you're in. I mean, playing in Baltimore, that was probably the livest intro I've seen a team ever come out in. I mean, they're flashing the lights, the crowd's loud. They're playing some new music that just came out the night before. You got Lamar Jackson all blacked out, waving a towel. I mean, that was so sweet.
Yeah.
But then the Patriots, I mean, beating Tom Brady in Foxborough, like, come on now. That's like a movie.
That's literally a bucket list thing
Yeah.
that almost nobody gets to accomplish.
Right.
That's a movie.
Only a few guys have that win under their belt.
Exactly.
That's wild.
That feels so
Right.
good, man.
Drake, you got anything else?
I just want to say that it was a pleasure having you on, man. It's been great to watch you as a Hawk, as a Titan, and we wish you all the best, man, because there's nothing better than watching Hawks
appreciate it.
succeed.
Yeah, appreciate that, Drake, man. And I'm glad you guys had me on here because I'm always watching you guys, post all your podcasts, and I've been keeping in touch and all that stuff, man. You guys are already on your 97th episode?
Almost 100, yep.
Right?
100.
Almost 100, man. You guys are moving. I love it, man. I love
Moving.
it.
We're
Just
doing it.
we're better than bussing with the boys.
No, we're not.
Hey, the
No,
busting
we're
with the boys is hot, man.
They're hot.
Yeah,
Busting
they
with
are.
the
I
boys is
love
hot.
busting with the boys. I just since you play with them, I had to say it.
Yeah.
All right, Hook.
Taylor Long got something good down there, man.
Hey, take it easy, man. Hold down Nashville for us. Hopefully we
Hey,
can
you
come
will,
down.
man.
Hopefully we can come down and make a game sometime. That'd be dope.
Oh, yeah. Just let me know, man. I'll be down there.
Absolutely.
Thanks
It
for
was
having
great
me
to
on.
have you on. Episode 97 of the Washed Up Walk-Ons. That's it. Amani Hooker, former Hawk, former Tatum Woodson Defensive Back of the Year, and now
Epitomizes Heart Don't Have Stars.
Heart Don't Have Stars, and Hawks
Yeah.
by a million, baby.
Yes,
Hawks
sir.
by a
Go
million.
Hawks.
Let's go. That's it for the Walk-Ons. See you next time.